The second issue is more specific. It is on Hamas, Rula, to know where these hostages are. They orchestrated this. They wanted this. They are owning it. They have to be able to account for these people. They should at least let in an aid organization to count and assess them, shouldn't they?
Absolutely. We agree.
But they're not.
We don't know, Chris. I tell you what we know. What we know that when the fence collapsed, some of these criminals who live around the fence did their own activity. Do we need to hold Hamas accountable for October 7th attack? Absolutely, yes. They need to be held accountable. But how many people in Gaza support Hamas? According to the last polls, 77% of the people actually rejected Hamas, and the overwhelming majority wanted a two-state solution. So this is what you have. According to the Israeli army, Hamas in total is 40,000 people, 40,000 militants. So far, only 1,000 been killed. That means 14,000 of the people who were killed are civilians. So if you will resume the operation or bombing Gaza, especially the south of Gaza, that will mean to kill the totality of Hamas. You will have to kill 400 or 500,000 Palestinians. That's the equation the world will have to answer for. Are we willing to accept that 500,000 Palestinians to decimate Hamas? And by the way, even Israeli analysts, experts are telling us that if you want to dismantle Hamas totally, not only as militant and armed group, terrorist group, you have to end also the military rule, meaning the occupation, in order for you never to have any movement rise up like Hamas.
Right. Listen, I mean, you haven't aged a day, but almost 20 years ago, you and I were talking about how America can go in with the most sophisticated military everywhere it wants. You cannot kill an idea by killing people. It's going to manifest itself and metastasize in different ways. And of course, both you and I were concerned at the time that Saudi Arabia wasn't getting any attention when all of the bombers on 9/11 were from there, and they do so much funding and so much propaganda comes out of that. But that really just takes us to their new cousin in Iran, who's doing a lot of this stuff. And at the end of the day, can there be a two-state solution? Can there be peace as long as the Palestinians are under the yoke of Israel, Hamas, and now Iran, most operatively? Don't we have to attack that peace and get the Palestinian people to have a chance at being the masters of their own fate? Because Israel will never be able to cut a deal when they're led by a terror organization. It's never going to happen. We're just going to see more of this.
So this is what we know. And I'm speaking now not only as an expert and analyst and a mother, as your friend, but I'm speaking as an Israeli citizen. For 60 years, we tried all kind of containing the conflict, managing the conflict. The only way is to solve the conflict. We have 7 million Palestinians and we have 7 million Israeli Jews. We are the same number, 50-50. Our destiny is intertwined. We need to start trying a new formula that we never tried before. Israel has the ultimate power to decide what formula is acceptable to them. Meaning they want a two-state solution, they want a one-state solution, they want a federation, they want a demilitarized Palestinian state. They can actually have the power to decide what solution, but it has to be a solution, no more managing the conflict. Because if after October 7th, we learn anything, you can never manage the conflict and keep people walled or under military occupation, because it doesn't work. And what I fear the most, Chris, what Bibi Netanyahu said yesterday to his party, that he will thwart any solution and he will continue to manage the American public opinion. Those views are outdated. They don't work anymore. They failed over and again. And on October 7th, they proved to have failed. We have to try a new paradigm. And the new paradigm is not the old one. The old one has to go once and for all. And as a Palestinian Israeli citizen, I can tell you that inside Israel, we managed that formula. We succeeded. We never had a terrorist attack from Palestinian Israeli citizens. So if we succeeded there, why we're not succeeding here? Because there we have a democracy and Palestinians can participate and have rights and have dignity. And on the other side, they don't have that. They don't have rights. They're not granted their freedom. So we need to grant them their rights and freedom in order to solve the issue.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of NewsNation's fact-driven coverage.